Hi everyone and welcome back to another Mixed Media Tuesday. Today I'm going for a double page and I'm starting a new Dylusions journal. This is a journal that I used to work with a lot back in the day, and today I'm going with old and favorite techniques that I used to do all the time. So that's why I will be starting with tissue paper. Now, I used to love sticking tissue paper down, mainly in black and white, to add some visual texture on my background and have something to start with. Even if you don't know what to do, this is a great start. So I have here tissue paper by PaperArtsy, and these are JOFY designs. So this is an older product, but it has so many different designs here, and it's so huge. So you can just cut out a part and stick it as it is on your page, or if you want, you can cut apart areas that you prefer, and that's exactly what I'm doing here, just separating areas with my scissors, mainly going for more subtle designs with text, circles or numbers without any floral at all, because I'm planning to stick floral on top. I'm using matte medium. You can use rice paper glue, you can use mixed media glue, whatever you have, and stick all the pieces down completely randomly, as at this moment I don't really know where I'm going to stick my focal points. So I'm just going to have fun sticking down everything, and I also cover it up. Also, don't worry at all if you create wrinkles. Wrinkles are good for art journaling because they give you some texture, and don't worry too much about the designs or where you place everything. Pretty much most of this is going to kind of cover it up, or it's going to be pushed back at the background, so you won't really see any mistakes or any imperfections. Now, there are many different ways to add color in such a page. I decided to go with acrylic paints. I have here white and a couple of blue shades, and with a wet brush I'm going to apply some of that color. Don't worry if I cover everything with the paint. I'm not going to leave it as it is. Before it dries, I'm going to bring in a baby wipe, and I will help this acrylic paint to spread around. This is going to create a more transparent layer where you are able to see what is underneath. At the same time, I will end up having darker and lighter areas, so nothing is going to look too flat. And also, once you spread out the color, you can use a clean area of your baby wipe and just wipe off even more of that color so that you can see some of the design that we have behind even more. When I started, I was planning to mix into the background the white as well to have some lighter areas, but I didn't end up using it. However, I just used it here to create some splatters, and I'm also using the darker shade of blue for the splatters as well. Now, for acrylic paint, you can use whatever acrylic paints that you have. The brand doesn't really matter. I am also using a cup from a spray bottle, I believe, and I'm going to create some visual texture by adding some white acrylic circles like so. So these are not going to be as prominent as I showed you previously on brown cardstock, since I'm working on a lighter area, but you can see how lovely it adds that extra something there. It's not going to be super visible later, and also at this point I don't know where I'm going to stick everything, but it's always fun to add different layers on your background. So now I'm going to bring in another technique, and that's stenciling. I am going to do stenciling this time with white acrylic paint. Usually I go with paste, but I'm planning to do some stamping for my focal points, and I don't know where these are going to fall, so I don't want to have any real texture underneath for the stamping to go fine. So I'm just using a very stiff brush, and I'm applying my acrylic paint over the stencil. When you are doing this technique, make sure that you don't load your brush with too much paint. You just want a little bit, and it's going to work just fine. You can even introduce some extra colors at this stage if you like. However, I want to keep my background mainly with blues and whites, so I'm just going to stay subtle without extra color. This is the stamp set that I will be working with today. There are flowers, leaves. I will be using the borders to create a border around my page. And just like I mentioned in the beginning, today it's all about visiting a style that I used to do a lot, like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. So I thought it would be fun to recreate something similar. I am stamping with these borders along the side of the pages, and for that I'm using jet black Archival ink. If you don't get the best impression, it's not the end of the world. You can always go back with a marker and just redefine those lines. This is a stamp set from the JOFY collection by PaperArtsy. It has just been released. I used to play with JOFY designs a lot, and the moment I saw this new collection in Frankfurt, it reminded me of my old journaling days, so I thought I should go back and create something. Absolutely love this design. The flowers, the borders. Now in the stamp set you actually get two long stamps, which I'm going to combine for creating my border. And of course you can use those instead of borders, you can use them as stems, definitely as stems, and just stick the flowers on top of them. For this design, however, I'm using them as my borders. Now you will see that I'm not going to connect everything together. You don't really need to do that with your stamps, just create your border with the stamps, and whatever doesn't meet, just grab a marker and connect the lines. It's just pretty simple lines, and you don't have to make them straight. You see, it's just sketchy lines. No need to use a ruler. I am also using two different markers. These are fine tip markers, fine liners, but one has a brass nib, the other one is super fine, so I end up having sketchy lines which are thinner and thicker, just to get a more interesting result. At the end of the day, I will decide to color the outside with black. You will see what I'm going to do. However, at this stage I'm just playing with the borders, as I don't know exactly what I'm going to do next. And I'm really happy with how my background is looking at this stage, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the stamping to create my focal points. I'm planning to use both the flowers as well as the leaves, so I'm using my stamping platform to stamp everything at once. I'm using black Archival ink, which I know is not going to smudge or smear, since I'm going to use my big brush markers to color everything. And of course, at this stage, you can use your favorite coloring medium to color your stamped images. I decided to go with my big brush markers just because it is one of the techniques that I absolutely love. But you can of course go with watercolors, with pencils, you can go with alcohol markers, whatever goes. Now what I'm doing here is covering the images with matte medium. This is going to turn the paper into a non-porous surface, which is going to allow for the technique that I will be doing later on. I'm making sure that the matte medium is completely dry, since I'm going to bring in my big brush markers to color it, and I don't want the tip of the marker to touch the glue. And it's time to do one of my favorite techniques. You have seen me, if you are an old follower, you have seen me doing that a lot. I'm going to explain exactly what goes on here and what I'm doing. So at this stage I'm trying to find a lighter marker, which I don't have, so I'm just going to color everything with the same color. What I'm doing is applying a little bit of my color on one side of the design and then smudging it with my fingers. This way I end up having lighter and darker areas. It looks like I did spend tons of time doing alcohol markers and blending with alcohol markers, but actually it's just smudging with my finger. Super easy to do, everyone can do it. Notice that I don't care if I go outside of the lines, because I will end up cutting out the images to stick them on my page. And here I switch to a darker shade of green. I'm applying a little bit at the base of all those leaves and lightly smudging it with my finger. Now this smudging technique works just because I used matte medium as a base, and this allows for the smudging before the ink dries. If I try to do this technique directly on top of paper, this is not going to work because the ink is going to be soaked inside the paper and it's not going to move around with my fingers. Also, I have to move quite fast because this is permanent ink. It is actually Indian ink inside those markers. It dries after a few seconds and I'm not able to smudge it. So I have to move fast, that's why I work in smaller areas. Also, one tip that you need to remember is before you switch to a different color of marker, make sure that you clean up your brush, which is in this case my finger. Otherwise, I might bring green into yellow, which I really don't want. Now these markers are also known as Pitt markers, P-I-T-T. They come in different barrels with different nibs. You can get them as a set, you can get them separately. They are all the same and they work the same. I like the ones with the big brush for the technique that I'm doing, but keep in mind that they are quite expensive. However, I have them for years. They never dry on me just because I use only just a little bit every time I color an area. So anyway, once I'm happy with the coloring, I'm going to use my scissors and cut out the images. They're not difficult to cut out, and also for the leaves I will show you that of course I'm not going to cut out the stem. I'm just going to stamp it directly on top of my page or just draw it. So all I did was just cut out the flowers for now, and for the stems I'm just drawing a couple of simple lines. And I want to have the leaves there, so for the branch I'm just going to stamp it, and then I do have the leaves already colored, which I'm going to fuzzy cut and stick them in place. So now for sticking everything down, I'm just going to use my mixed media glue. I will just cover the area underneath, stick the leaves in place. I did that for the flowers as well. And just because I do have in this side of the page the flowers and the leaves, I need to bring that pink and green on the other side of the page, on the other page. That's why I'm going to create a little branch up in the corner, which is going to allow me to kind of add the same colors in both areas, which is going to give me some balance on my composition, as well as bring the pages together. So you see here I did add my leaves, and I'm going to also stick a couple of the smaller flowers on both pages, so I have the exact same detail here and there. And at this stage I was happy with my composition, so I will start working with my border. And here I'm using a black alcohol marker to color outside the lines. You can do that with a black acrylic marker for sure. And I'm just going to go along the line and just color everything outside the line black. And now here I'm going to play with my acrylic markers. This brand that I'm using here is the Pebeo Deco markers, and they come with different nibs as well. Now these are acrylic markers and there are many different brands in the market. Now acrylic markers are completely different than the Pitt markers that I used previously. The Pitt markers that I used for the shading technique are transparent, so they are going to add a translucent color which is not going to cover any black lines. These ones are acrylic markers and they go opaque, which means that I can go with a color on top of another color and the second color is going to show on top of that. I hope that makes sense. So for example, if I went to use white, it's going to look white and bright white over what is underneath. Here I'm just using a darker shade of green to emphasize the shadows on some areas, and you can do that with the petals, with some orange for the center of the flowers. You can just have fun here. And these acrylic markers are great for art journaling, especially if you like to do doodling, because the colors are going to stay nice and vibrant over whatever is underneath. And now I'm using my white gel pen and I'm going to draw some sketchy white lines on all my cutouts, the petals, the leaves, just here and there. I'm also going to do some doodling, coloring some areas white, just to make it look more fun, more vibrant and more whimsical. I'm also using my white gel pen to draw a white line along the border. But later on you will see that I'm going to use my contour liner and go over that line just to make it look even more bright. And really there are no specific steps on what I'm doing here. I'm just enjoying the process. I'm just having fun drawing little details on the leaves, on the petals that they are not there from the beginning, but they kind of bring everything together, just having the same detail here and there. And I get a lot of questions and comments about my art journaling style, which is of course changing along the years. The more you create, the more you try to find different ways to make it interesting for you. So you can see how things were changing along the years, but it's always nice to revisit things and styles that you really loved. And now here I just cut out some of the words from my quote, which I'm going to stick down. I used my favorite alphabet die set, and you will find it linked down below, along with the rest of the supplies that I used today. And for my quotes, I like to combine bigger words that I put together with alphabet dies, along with printed strips of text. And for that I used my PHOMEMO printer, which is portable and super handy for this job. And now I'm just adding some finishing touches with my black pen, outlining the sentiment, and the white gel pen, adding some highlights in the letters. I'm also going to use my white contour liner to add some dots at the center of my flowers, as well as go around the border to emphasize that white line even more. Now today I didn't add any white splattering at the end. I completely forgot and I just realized it now that I am doing the voiceover. However, when I was creating the background, remember I did some white splattering with that acrylic paint, so I think I can live without any splattering at the end. So that was a project for today. I hope that you had fun, that you got inspired. Don't forget to like the video, to leave a comment and let me know what you think about me revisiting my old style. Here are some close-up photos where you can see the details better, and down below in the description you can find coupon codes as well as a full list of all the supplies that I used. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.